This 92-year-old janitor died with $8 million in his bank account, and nobody saw it coming. Not his neighbors, not his family, not even his closest friends had any idea. For 38 years, Ronald Read mopped floors, pumped gas, and lived in the same small house in Vermont. He wore the same old clothes, drove a beat-up car, and never once talked about money or investing. But when he passed away, the lawyers reading his will nearly fell out of their chairs. This quiet janitor, who never made more than $35,000 a year, had somehow accumulated a fortune that most CEOs never see. $8 million from mopping floors. And the craziest part is, he's not the only one. There's an entire army of invisible millionaires hiding in plain sight. Teachers, mechanics, nurses, cashiers, people you walk past every day who are secretly building seven-figure portfolios, while everyone else is living paycheck to paycheck. Today, I'm going to show you the exact four-step blueprint these invisible millionaires use. But here's what you need to know. Step 3 is absolutely critical. It's the one thing that separates people who stay broke forever from those who build real wealth. So make sure you stick around for step 3, because if you miss it, nothing else will work. And I promise you this, if you're making $30,000, $40,000, or even $50,000 a year, this system can get you to 7 figures. The math will shock you. Step 1, become ruthless with your money awareness. The first step is something most people completely ignore, and it's costing them their financial future. You need to become ruthless with your money awareness. I met a software engineer last year who was making $180,000 annually. Naturally, I assumed she had her finances locked down. But when we started talking, she admitted she was constantly stressed about money and had no idea where it all went each month. When I looked at her spending, I found she was dropping $2,800 per month on food delivery and random online purchases. Meanwhile, my friend Sarah, who's a teacher making $42,000 a year, was consistently saving $650 every single month. What's the difference? Awareness and intentionality. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You don't have a money problem, you have an awareness problem. Every dollar that comes into your life needs to have a job assigned to it. If you don't tell your money where to go, it will disappear. Ronald Read tracked every single expense. He knew exactly where each dollar went because he understood this fundamental principle. You cannot build wealth with money you don't know you have. So here's your action step. For the next 30 days, write down every single expense. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or just pen and paper. The goal isn't to shame yourself. It's to gain power over your financial life. Because here's what I can guarantee. If you can't tell me exactly where your money went last month, you're never going to become a millionaire. Step 2, start investing immediately and automatically. Step 2 is where most people mess up their entire financial future. They wait. Let me show you exactly why waiting is the most expensive mistake you can make. If you invest just $300 per month, starting at age 25, that's $10 a day, less than what most people spend on lunch, and you get the stock market's average return of about 10% per year, you'll have $1.36 million by age 65. But watch this. If you wait just 10 years and start at 35, investing that same $300 per month, you'll only end up with $493,000. That's almost a $900,000 difference just because you waited 10 years. Let me put this another way. Every single day you're not investing is costing you thousands of dollars in future wealth. But I don't know anything about investing. That's what everyone says. Here's the truth. You don't need to know anything complicated. Ronald Read didn't have a finance degree. He didn't watch CNBC or study charts. He simply bought shares of companies he recognized. Coca-Cola, IBM, CVS, and held them for decades. Every time he got a dividend check, he used that money to buy more shares. You can do the exact same thing, even simpler today. Low-cost index funds like VTSAX, or even just an S&P 500 ETF, will give you ownership in America's 500 largest companies. You're basically betting on America's economy to grow over time, which it has done consistently for over 100 years. Set up automatic investing so you don't even have to think about it. Start with whatever you can. $50, $100, $250 per month. The amount matters far less than the consistency consistency and the time you give it to grow. Step 3. Master the art of staying temporarily broke. This step sounds crazy, but it's the secret weapon of every person who's built wealth from a modest income. You need to master the art of staying temporarily broke. Here's what I mean. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. The biggest wealth killer isn't your mortgage or your car payment. It's lifestyle inflation. When you get a raise, here's what most people do. They immediately upgrade their apartment, lease a nicer car, start eating out more, and subscribe to 3 new streaming services. Within 6 months, they're spending every penny of that raise and wondering why they're not getting ahead. Here's what millionaires do differently. They keep living exactly like they did before the raise, and they invest 100% of that extra income. I know this sounds harsh, but wealth whispers. It's quiet. It shows up as peace of mind and options, not flashy possessions. When I was building my wealth, I drove the same Honda Civic for 8 years after I could afford something nicer. I cooked at home instead of eating out. I shopped at Target instead of designer stores. Was it fun? Not always, but here's what happened. While my friends were struggling to make car payments on BMWs they couldn't really afford, I was quietly building a portfolio that gave me real freedom. The harsh truth is this. You either act broke now temporarily, or you become actually broke later permanently. This doesn't mean living like a monk forever. As your investments grow and start generating their own income, you'll have more flexibility. But in the beginning, every wealthy person had to choose between looking rich and becoming rich. Step 4. Increase your income strategically. The final step is where you can really accelerate your wealth building, strategically increasing your income. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think they deserve more money just because they work hard or because they've been at their job for a long time. That's not how it works. You get paid for the value you provide and the problems you solve. If you want to earn more, you need to become more valuable. Period. I knew a woman who complained that she should be making $80,000 as a retail cashier. But here's the reality. There are thousands of people willing to do that same job for much less. The market has decided that role is worth a certain amount. So how do you actually increase your income? You develop high-value skills that solve bigger problems for more people. Sales, digital marketing, data analysis, copywriting, coding. These are skills that help businesses make or save money, which means they'll pay you well for them. And here's the best part. You can learn almost any of these skills for free online. YouTube, free courses, practice projects. Everything you need is available if you're willing to put in the work. The strategy is simple. Pick one skill, spend 1 to 2 hours every evening getting better at it, and within a year, your income will increase. I've seen this work hundreds of times. But here's the key. When your income does increase, remember step 3. Don't inflate your lifestyle. Inflate your investments. Look, becoming a millionaire on a low salary isn't some fantasy. Ronald Read proved it's possible, and so have thousands of other ordinary people who just followed these 4 steps consistently. The math works. The strategies work. The only question is whether you'll actually do the work. So now I want to know, which of these 4 steps are you going to start with today? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to see the exact 4 numbers you should be tracking on your millionaire journey, click the video right here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're serious about building wealth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.